Hello, hello, I am Darkness, and I decided before I got recording all the things I need to record this evening, because I know I'm behind. I do. I know, for example, a lot of people have been asking me about The Last Guardian. I totally have it. It is on that screen right now. I'm staring at big, giant green eyes looking at me. I'm totally on that. I'm totally on. Recording Final Fantasy, Slender. I'm trying to get to Sister Location. I'm trying to do a lot of things. Um, and I still have to talk to you guys about the fact that we hit 10,000 subscribers, which is a big deal. It's a big deal because it's the first landmark that I had in my head that kind of told me whether I was going to actually like continue with this, like if this was going to be something like that was a landmark that was for me saying yes, you're good enough. Um, so I already wanted to do a charity live stream for it. I wanted to do where I set a goal and I just play a game that I can just play until we have raised enough money for X organization. And I have an idea what organization I kind of want it to be. Um, but Also, I wanted to ask you guys about a challenge of what to do because I know that most people do a challenge, and oh god, I'm ready to put it all on the line for y'all, for whatever I said, y'all. Yes, get over it. For whatever you guys would like, I'm willing to do it within reason, and I have no reason within me. Um, and there's, I actually got paid by YouTube, so we actually have to talk about. I need to put up just a video talking about the different choices of where the money could go and put a poll on it, and so you guys can vote and we can give. But beside all of that, uh, there's another reason that I'm recording something really quick, and that's because today has been a really bad day. Um, uh, I like when I'm like out and about with friends. Like now that I'm an adult, it feels like friend opportunities. You've got to like coordinate schedules, and like your friends can't be off adulting doing adultish stuff. You can't be doing adultish stuff, and then you got to mix the schedule, and then just cross your fingers that shit doesn't happen, and then you get to actually have fun. Um, so opportunities uh, aren't as plentiful. But when I do, I'm always just, I won't say always, 99% of the time, I'm comfortable with being the center of attention. I'll crack jokes. I will goof around. I don't mind making the bad pun that makes everyone groan. Uh, just as long as it leaves a smile on someone's face. Uh, but that is a side of me, and there's a side of me that likes joking around even when it's doing like these videos where I'm looking at things that I'm doing and I'm like, I can't believe that's what's happening on the screen. I got to say something. It's a little humorous to me. Maybe it's humorous to you. But as a lot of you know, there's a really, really serious side. And a lot of you definitely know that because you came in by watching The Last of Us, my Let's Play of that. And that it's not like that wasn't at a hard enough time as it was. And then just the gravity of the game. And yes, I'll do a reaction to The Last of Us 2 trailer. Jesus H. So many people want to see a reaction. I'll do one in the next day or two. That's not the point. Here's the point. Today's just been a crappy day. Um, and it's been more than just kind of saying crappy day. It's been a day where, for the first time in a long time, I questioned whether I was in the right state of mind to be able to be a dad. I don't know if that means much to a lot of people that watch me, but I take more pride in that than I do just about anything else. The fact that I I'm not a father or just a unit, a sperm donor. I don't care what you call it. Like I teach him. He learns from me. Um, if he's got a question, he comes to me. If he feels insecure, he comes to me. That there's I'm not just around. Um, and so if there's a day that something's wrong enough with me that that can't happen, then something's actually wrong. Um, so I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm going to say what most of you probably who actually look at my commentary for the more serious stuff that I've done and played can tell that there must be that there are twinges of a solemnness that you can't quite put your finger on, and the the thing that you might not be able to put your finger on is just that depression is a big deal for me. It's not just a little side note that sometimes I'm feeling down. It's a struggling with it since I was a teenager, even a little bit before that, and um, I was losing that fight for a long time. For a long time, even the days that I would be out with friends and joking around, um, that just was kind of a face that I put on, and then I'd go home, and the real me is in tatters. Um, and today was one of those days that it just was hard to even want to the motivation to just get up. Like there's so much on my plate, and anyone who suffers from depression and anxiety, because they usually go hand in hand, know what I'm talking about. Where you get that feeling of you have so much to do, but everything in you isn't letting you. It's kind of making you stay down, and you know it would be better if you just got up and did it, and you can't get up and do it because something's it's it's a vicious cycle. And then by the time that you actually can pull it all together, now you've got this anxiety attack of you don't have enough time, and you're kicking yourself for why didn't you just do it earlier. And I mean that's just an example. um, but it got really bad today, and I wanted to just say something because um, on a day that it's really bad, maybe I should just tell other people, like, yeah, it's not just you. Like, if you're out there right now and it's been a horrible day and you're not, you don't even, I know I'm clinically depressed. I'm on medication. I've been to therapy. I'm not ashamed of any of it because I wouldn't be around here anymore if that wasn't a part of what I tried to do. It's just a plain old, that's just the long and short of it. If I didn't get help, I wouldn't be here now. Um, there you go. So, so I don't think I should be ashamed of the fact that I went and did something about it instead of letting it take its course down a road that I don't know if I would have come out the other side of. Um, I just wanted to tell you guys that while I'm just still kind of numb, I guess, and doing what I usually do, which is trying to um, put things in perspective and pretty much talk myself down out of what I'm thinking, trying to tell myself that it's not as bad because it's never as bad as that's it's one of the things about depression. It's everything seems so bad and so insurmountable, and it feels like this giant lump inside of you that you just want to, you wish you could just tear out. You wish you could physically, you wouldn't care if it physically hurt you if you could just get to it and get it out of you. It's that ball that um I've been doing everything I could today, and I still had to call for reinforcements because I didn't think that I didn't want that to rub off on my son. Um, I didn't want to risk it. I didn't want to even chance the fact, and my son is too damn empathetic already. He noticed, even though I'm trying to hide it and put on a good face, and he's 3.5, and he's rubbing daddy's back and asking me what's wrong, and going and getting me a tissue because he's telling me it's okay to cry. Um, it's I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it gets better. Um, I'm not gonna be necessarily the one to just throw that at you, because some things take time to get better. Some things take work. They take effort, and sometimes they take looking over the big crappy thing to try to find a silver lining. So it's not always that things get better, but it's you work at it to make it better. And that's part of it. You have to work at it. Um, so I guess this is me saying, I'm about to put up numbers to uh, the suicide hotline and the National Crisis Prevention Center, and I'm not gonna have to go Google the phone numbers to be able to put them up on this video. I, they're in my phone, just in case. For me, for somebody I know, it's not something I want to ever have to fumble with or think about. It's not. I'm not scared or ashamed to say that if my thoughts get overwhelming, I don't need to be trapped alone with them. Even if it's a stranger, they're professionals. They know how to coax that out of you. You wouldn't think talking maybe means all that much, but when it's got you in its grips, your thoughts just spiral and they just keep going around the same thing, and you convince yourself that there's a truth about it, about how bad it must be and how insurmountable it really is. And no matter how bad it is, sometimes it just takes another living, breathing human being that knows what they're doing to just tell you, okay, but let's talk about that. Is it, can you tell me why you're feeling like that? Is that all? What else happened today? Well, like, what? Somebody just being a human being to you, whether it's a stranger or not, is enough for some people to make the difference between life and death. Um, and I have more experience with that than I ever wish. So today's a bad day for me. Um, and I don't mean to bring you guys down at all with it, but I want you to know that if it's a bad day for you too when you're watching this, um, you're not alone with it. Whatever it is, maybe we feel bad for two totally different reasons, and I could never fathom what you're feeling, and you have no idea what I'm going through. But a shitty day is a shitty day, isn't it? When it gets to be like that. So maybe your problem is your own, but you're not alone in feeling like you don't know how to get through it. I wish I could talk to every single one of you, and anytime you had a problem, I could just be there, and I can't. It's getting too big. There's too many people that message me. I talk to as many as I can, and I really do. But I'm also going to tell you that there's no shame in calling either of the phone numbers, because I have more than once. At very pivotal times. And sometimes they were what felt like any second I was going to break and that would be it for me. And sometimes it was the crisis center is just like it's anxiety, depression, PTSD. It covers so much. It's not just about whether you're thinking about what maybe this is the end. Sometimes it's that anxiety trap of not being able to just stop thinking for 2 seconds and stop putting yourself alone with your thoughts and balling it all up. So yeah, I hope this didn't bring anyone down. I'm trying to be on the upswing right now. I'm gonna do the things that make me smile. I'm going to tell myself that the things that hurt so badly right now inside of me they're not nearly as bad as they feel. Even though they feel god awful, they're not as bad as they feel. It's just part of having depression. It's, it's it just comes with the territory. So, after this many years, I hope that I would have some kind of grip on what's going on with me, and I know that. But God, I wish I could go back to my 14-year-old self and just shake me hard and tell me, you're not alone. You're not, it's not. So, if you're having a good day, I want you to keep having a good day, and there's a lot of things coming up on the channel. And if you're having a bad day, just even if you have to talk out loud to a dog, a cat, wall, just you think 1,000 words per minute, you speak about 100 words per minute. It's science. You slow all that stuff going down in your head by simply saying it out loud, because you can't say it as fast as you can think it. Yay, psychology degree. But if that's not enough, there's people that are trained and that want to be there to just listen. Most of all, just listen. So, sorry for rambling so long. I know this is as long as some of my gameplays, but thought it was important today for maybe the one of you out there who needed to hear it. So, for you who needed it, I hope you have a better day. I hope it doesn't get to the point that you need the suicide hotline number. I hope that if the anxiety is getting to you, you call the crisis line and help calm down. But the tools are there if you need it. I'll try to be here. And just don't keep it to yourself. It doesn't always get better. The circumstances don't always get better. But if you work at it, you make it better. You change your perception of what's going on around you, and you realize it's not as bad as my brain is making it out to be. And I can deal with this. I'm going to deal with today, and then I'll get to tomorrow. So I'm going to go back to being a goofball and playing some games, maybe screaming at the screen, partially because Daggum Boy and The Last Guardian sometimes just don't do what you want him to do. But, hit something. I hope you feel better. If this was for you, I watch some other videos of mine, or like I laugh at Game Grumps all the time, just because they're goofballs, or whatever makes you smile. Just do that and tell yourself you'll get through it, because you will. I'm going to sign off for this one. And I hope to see you back here really, really soon. Bye.